Good evening, welcome back to Canon Chatter TV. My name is Lee, and tonight I would like to talk to you all about Eddie Nketiah, who over the weekend signed his contract extension. So he stays at the club he's been at since July of 2013. He joined us, of course, from the Chelsea Academy and spent 2 years at Hale End, and then a couple of years later, 2017, debuted for the first team, and in the League Cup tie against Norwich in the October of that year, came off the bench as we were losing, and I believe he scored in his first touch and then went on to score the winner in that cup tie. Now, the point I wanted to make on this video really is that one of the reasons I really love being on Canon Chatter, one of the reasons it attracted me to come over here, is the fact that anyone can appear on these shows and everyone is absolutely entitled to their opinion. That opinion will get listened to, and whether the presenter agrees, disagrees, it doesn't matter. That opinion will be aired and respected. Now, I've never seen a fan base so divided on a player who's going to stay at the club that he's been at for such a long time already. Bear in mind, the guy is only 22 years old, I believe. And he's only really getting started in his career. Now, we remember at the back end of last season, when we needed a goal scorer, when Lacazette was dreadfully out of form, unfortunately, Eddie stepped up. He made himself a fixture into that first team. Scored some really important goals as well. Remember how he ran Chelsea ragged at the back end of last season, scoring a couple of goals in that game. Now, Eddie is the overall record for Arsenal. Let me tell you, he's got 92 appearances, 23 goals. He's also the England under-21s all-time record goal scorer with 16 goals in 17 appearances. He also captains that side, the England under-21 side, winning the European Championships at that level. I want to quote something I read on Twitter earlier on today from one of our regular viewers. It's Mr. Silver Fox. He says, in the Premier League, yeah, Eddie has played 21 games. But in that total, he's only started 8, scoring the 5 goals, with a goal-scoring frequency of 1 goal every 167 minutes. Compare that to one Harry Kane from down the road. Here's his 1 goal every 190 minutes. If Eddie is given the chance next season, this kid could be absolute fire. Now, the other thing I wanted to point out is that a lot of people are giving Eddie an awful lot of stick for taking the number 14 shirt, which I don't think has been chosen for him. The club have given that shirt. Now, the significance, of course, of that shirt, Thierry Henry wore that shirt. So did a lot of other people, you know. Theo Walcott used to wear that shirt. Martin Keown, can you believe it? He actually wore that number 14 shirt. Now, I'm going to refer to my notes, and this is what Ian Wright, my absolute hero, had responded about this situation with the number. Someone says on his Instagram regarding Eddie, it's not good enough for the number 14 shirt. We should have let him go get him going on a free. It's a waste of time and money. Wrighty's response to this, and I'll quote this pretty much word for word. What's a number? Why don't you say nothing if you have nothing positive to say to our players? You can never call yourself an Arsenal fan with negativity of this nature. Would you say this to Eddie's face? And that's about it. I think you guys know the rest of what he said. Now, here's the thing. I think the kid has got so much raw talent. Yeah, he's a little unpolished, of course he is, but he only really had a run of games, especially starting games, at the back end of last season. Players can only get better. It's a different level playing academy football than it is to Premier League. And I feel Eddie was finding his rhythm. He was getting more and more consistent. He was getting more confident. And during the season, Arteta had said himself that he'd been pushed and pushed for getting Eddie into that side. And he was even Arteta was a little unsure. That's absolutely right. But he made that big step. He made that decision to put him in. Look at the damage he did, especially at the bridge. Look at how he's led the line. I'm thrilled personally, and I know some of my colleagues on this channel aren't particularly thrilled. That's the beauty of this. We have our different opinions. At the very least, I think Eddie's signed this deal. We're not going to lose him for no money at this season. As it stands, we don't have many strikers left at the club. I know we're very early in the transfer window, and of course, there's a lot of rumours going around. Myself and G will talk more about that later in the week, about the players coming in. I for one, am delighted he's signed. And if it doesn't go to plan, they can look at if he wants to leave the club, he can leave for a fee at the end of the season. So, my opinion, signing Eddie for a long-term deal is great news for the club. It's great for him. I really sincerely hope it works well for him. So until then, thank you for watching this stream. If you like the video, please give it a like. Please give us a subscribe. Share the word. We're really grateful for your support. And meantime, keep chatting.